Proper research starts with proper resources, finding the right partner to work with. If you're not working with a vendor, finding a proper resource just to get in front of the right people, having a good quality control process, and then using multiple levels of that. Behavioral checks, screening checks. We'll go into more detail on it, but data quality is probably one of the most important things from a research design standpoint, especially for quantitative research.
Indeed. In face-to-face research, you know if that person's qualified. You're sitting in front of him or her and talking to them. In online research, it's more difficult to tell, and you need to have those multiple layers of quality checks there. There is bias everywhere. There's no way to eliminate bias, but what we can do is try to mitigate this or reduce that. Two key forms of bias are selection and non-response bias. If you just went out and tried to get a convenience sample through LinkedIn or Facebook, something like that, you're going to have a lot of non-response bias and selection bias as well. Properly sourcing respondents through panels, a panel that people have opted into or double opted into, have been vetted, they trust the panel. It's going to help us reduce the amount of self-selection bias and non-response bias just by using a properly sourced panel.
And adding another layer to that would be client lists. We get a lot of requests, and I'm sure for our client-side researchers and our individual practitioners, a client will approach you and say, I have a CRM with 10,000 people. Why don't we just go to them? If they do respond, they are already your customers. They already know you. So doing brand and ad awareness among them isn't going to be as valuable because they're already kind of predisposed to liking you or being interested because they're already a customer.
Next is using the right technology. So I'm just going to give you an example. If you are using a free survey tool and your design to meet your objectives called for a max diff question, and your survey software did not offer that capability to design a max diff question and to execute it and to help you analyze it, the right decision would be to move up to another piece of software, change your tech stack to meet your needs, not the other way around. Don't skip the max diff question because it's not there. So again, make sure you're using the technology that's going to help you get answers that will help drive that business forward. Another note here is that AI is on the tip of everyone's tongue. Technology is to help us researchers move faster by eliminating some mundane tasks, or doing it for us rather, to help us get to the point where we can make critical decisions, but it is not a substitute for critical thinking. You have critical thinking skills, you're professionals, and it's your thinking that is going to move things forward, not technology or the AI. And to view it in that line of thinking is really the way to go. Technology is here to help you make that decision, not do it for you.
So there are some ethical considerations. Most of us are very familiar with GDPR, local and state laws. People are more interested than ever with data privacy and not being tracked, even though everybody has a smartphone and we are all being tracked. People are much more aware of it, and you need to be sensitive to making sure that you are protecting people's data. That goes to an additional level when it comes to B2B, because you need to express to respondents that how the data is going to be used and that you are being careful to protect their trade secrets and their respondent privacy. Financial research is a big example of that. We usually recommend our clients include disclosures and an NDA whenever we do financial research, just so respondents feel comfortable sharing information that would otherwise be trade secrets. And probably most importantly, especially for those that are a little bit newer to research or being approached by a decision maker that is interested in research, but is really more interested in an additional selling channel. Research is for data that can be later used for a selling channel. It is not a tool to get in front of people that can also then be used as a selling channel. It's not lead gen. It's not an opportunity to do an upsell. You can't collect people's information later. You can't pitch a product and then try to sneak it in somewhere else. Those requests have become less and less common, but it can be enticing because it's, oh, I have my potential buyers, but that's just not the purpose of research.